Okay, hello. I'm Thug MCSR. I'm going to be VOD reviewing a gameplay here. Um, so, just a few things to touch on. So it's completely fine. Like, I've VOD reviewed people of like all skill levels. But when the video is like 45 minutes, it's just naturally going to be a long like VOD review. Like, it's probably going to end up being like at least an hour long, if I had to guess. Like, I'll try to keep it short and not ramble too much. But if I have to pause and show you something like a few times, it's just going to end up being a long video. Also, just some basic things here. Like, since we're in like Cole 1, I'm not going to be going over like super micro, like mechanical stuff, like your crafting. Like, if you do something a little bit unoptimally, I'm not going to go over every little mechanical mistake you make, just because that's not what you should be focusing on at this rank. It should be decision making and not dying, right? So, I did like look at your stats a little bit, and you have like 40 wins and no completions. So, I mean, that's why we're in Cole 1, is because we can't get a completion. So, realistically, the best thing I can tell you right now is you have to practice bastions and, you know, the rest of your nether split to the point where you're not dying, every seed. Like, it should be kind of obvious that the glaring issue is the fact that you can't complete a seed. So, what do we do when we can't complete a seed? We have to get better at the game until we can complete a seed. Um, and doing stuff like this, like crafting a shield, like I agree with this. Like when you're in Cole, like this is completely fine. Um, I would even recommend it for somebody like at your skill level. Um, but just some basic things. When we tower up to kill the golem, um, you could just, I don't know what we're waiting on, but you should be in F5 looking around. Like, let me just, I have my instance open, so I'm in a village seed here. Like if I'm towering up, I'm killing the golem, right? Like if I'm just killing him, like I might not, like you can see it because there's fire over there, but there's probably another lava somewhere that I could find with F5 maybe. Yeah, like over there I see one. Um, like that's a lava pool. Um, but you probably wouldn't see that if you're just standing here doing this, right? And the fire went out too, so like I can see that there's lava in that lava pool when I'm in F5. This isn't the best example, right? Um, but when I'm like punching the golem, you should be in F5 because he's not gonna move, right? You're gonna sit here and crit him, and you should be looking around. Kind of. I like to. F5 helps you like kind of pick your path, right? So if I had like all the stuff from the blacksmith, right? Like if I had an iron pick, a bucket, um, like my path would probably be go to this house, get some logs, like break this, get a bed, right? I would get some food, and then you can maybe like since I would probably play this lava pool since there's guaranteed to be flint in this river, right? So like I get my logs, get my flint, and then I build my portal, right? So you want to have like you kind of want to plan out a line in your head on where you want to go. But I haven't watched any of your Nether or anything, but I did watch your Overworld, and your Overworld's not really a concern for me. I think it's pretty good. It's much better than the average Cole player. Um, like I guarantee your opponent like will be multiple minutes behind you in the nether if you're entering like at 4 minutes or whatever. Like that's very good for Cole. So just something to keep in mind. So I don't know if you were gonna craft a boat. Like I don't know if you have the like if you even use a boat. But normally we want to be like placing down our crafting table and picking it up like as little times as possible. So if I wanted to craft a boat and a bucket, like I wouldn't like as soon as I get the iron from the iron golem, I wouldn't like place a crafting table and craft a bucket if I don't have the wood for a boat. Does that make sense? Like I want to craft a boat and a bucket and my wood into planks all at the same time in the same crafting table. And the same thing like with hay bales into wheat and wheat into bread. Like you can do all of this in like one crafting table. So you want to try to do all your crafts at one time, so you're not placing down your crafting table and breaking it and picking it up. And that's kind of going into the micro stuff that I didn't want to get into too heavy in a 45-minute VOD review. Um, but it's something to keep in mind. Um, I wouldn't have crafted my bucket by now probably. I would have like gotten logs, and then once you get logs, you can make your wood into planks, then you can make a boat, a bucket, and your bread all in one crafting table. Um, I still don't think we've seen a lava pool yet, which is why we should be in F5. Just looking around. There you go. Get your water. It's good that we're using the book. That's a great habit to get into early. Yep, this is all good. It's fine. I don't know if we're scrolling. I would assume we're hotkeying with how this is being played, but if you are scrolling on your mouse to get to your items, um, also GUI 4 is really good. I'm pretty sure this is GUI 4 unless you're on a like a 4K monitor or something, like ultra wide. Um, yeah, I mean, we don't, we should just be getting logs here. Like, we need wood going into the nether. Even if you get 4 beds from the village. Um, Again, I'm gonna try not to touch on, yeah, if you don't dig this out, it's gonna spill. Oh my gosh, it didn't spill. Like, it's, I don't know, the water flow mechanics in this game are really weird, so, I thought that was gonna spill, but it did not. Yeah, I would just recommend getting wood. Like, why don't we have, well, you have no blocks. Like, it's worth the extra 30 seconds it'll take to mine, like, 16 logs just to get a stack of wood. But we spawn on trees, so hopefully we get blocks here. I like that we're playing on Quake Pro as well. It's very optimal. You want to be playing on the highest FOV possible. Um, it's probably just going to be that. Um, I don't know if you know the M plus C stuff, but we have 150 entities loaded right now, and we have only 90 in the M plus C. So that means that the Bastion, you either have 2 Bastions with like 30 entities each, or you have like a Stables with like 60 entities. And if you have like 50 on your screen right here, I would guess it's a Stables, and you only have 1 Bastion loaded, so I'll just go this way. Um, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can ask me. Feel free to DM me with any questions you have, like if I go over anything you don't understand. Um, and this is just Stables. Stables, sorry. Um, like that would have been a great time to have a boat. You just We just want to be avoiding as much unnecessary damage as we can. Um, yeah, we just don't have any blocks. Like, I don't know how much we've practiced our bastions. Like, if we don't know any bastion routes, like, that is just our #1 priority. Is to, like, we just need to, like, you just have to brute force the learning, right? Like, you can, you can play as much as you want, and you might not enjoy the learning process, but if there's one thing I can tell you, um, it's that once you actually take the time to learn the stuff in this game, like the game opens up so much, like it becomes so much more fun. Um, but you might know like a basic gap route or something. I don't know. So let's just see what goes down here. So below the triple. Oh, don't tell me you're gonna kill them. Okay. If you want the gold, like if you know there's gold here, this is not the place to be. Yeah, like we just need to learn more about bastions, I think. Um, and you might know some routes. Like you might know routes for like a bridge bastion or like a treasure bastion or whatever. Um, but you never want to be stuck in this situation, right? Like you want to learn routes for all the bastions. Because like if we're killing the piglins too, like who are we gonna trade with, you know? And this is just a bit tweaker in my opinion. Like we should just need to take the time to learn the bastion routes, basically. Do we know that there's gold here? Yes. Um, so instead of um, instead of just going you went here, right, in this room, and you started fighting all these pigs, you can, you came in from like here, right? So you resist triple, you went in this way, um, and then you went like this way, and you started fighting these pigs and stuff. Um, if you just go here, right, um, there's you can get this same gold that's like right here, um, but you can just block yourself in here, and then you can just mine these gold, and then if there's pigs here, you can just throw a gold, and you can run away, right? Um, but that just also comes with learning the Bastion routes as well. Like if you want, I'm definitely down to help you learn Bastion routes. Like we could get into VC and do some one-on-one stuff, and I could um, teach you some routes. But yeah, this is like definitely the reason that we're dying. You know, if we just don't know what we're doing inside the Bastion. Um, Even like basic routes, like would only take a few hours to learn like the basic stuff for each Bastion, right? And if we have like over like 40 games, right? If we have like over 50 games, right? You have like 40 wins and no completions. Like, wouldn't you rather spend like the time you would be playing like one session, like learning the Bastions, so that you can get a little bit faster and not have to do this just unnecessary stuff? But like I said, we're in coal. Like, our opponent just entered the Nether at 8 minutes. Like, you're so ahead. Your overworlds are good. You just need to. And okay, so do we know a gap route? Okay, yeah. So unfortunate there's a Hoglin here, but you could use your lava bucket. Um, that's actually why we get like a lava bucket, and we replace our water, so we can use it to kill mobs and stuff. But you do know about the gap route. You just didn't know how to get the gold from the triple, which is completely fine. Um, but when we're doing this gap route here, like I would like to aggro a piglin that's more um, like so. We're down here, right, and we just have no piglins, right, and we're like doing our route or whatever. Um, Instead of running down here and not aggroing pigs at all and like mining the gold or whatever, because once you mine this gold here, like let's just see how many pigs am I gonna end up aggroing. Like 2 pigs here. There's like 3 pigs here. So what is there? Yeah, 5 pigs. We have 5 pigs. But if we just aggroed, like there was like a gilded blackstone here that you could have broken. Like if I break this gold, there's going to be a lot more pigs from like different areas coming. Like these pigs down here, they want to come up, and we can just bring them up into that gap, and we'll have a lot more pigs just by aggroing like right here instead of all the way down at the gap, right? Just some things to think about. Again, this is like we like half know the route, right? Like you've seen people do it, so you kind of know where to go, but you just need to take the time to actually learn it, right? So I don't have much more to say about this, really. Um, I'm kind of just going to speed this up a little bit. I know, yeah, the gold is, um, if you want to know how to mine this gap gold, oh my gosh. So, okay, first of all, if there's a good gap on this side, this is what it's going to look like. If there was a cracked blackstone like here or here, it would be a bad gap, but there's not. So you can place a block here, mine these two, and then the piglins will come up. Um, Normally you want to place 3 blocks here, and then these are for pathing. Um, and then you have the gold here, and you come to this. It's this center block. Like these blocks, these can change a little bit, whatever. But it's always going to be this center block right here. You take down 2, 3, and then there's all this gold right here. So that's how you mine it. You're kind of like looking down here, looking around here, but it's just down here. So that's fine. Full audio. I mean, we could probably just mine it. Like if there's a pig, you could just mine 1 block and then turn it into ingots and then distract them. Let's see what we do for this hole. This is fine. It's not really correct, but yeah, there you go. That's the correct hole. Um, I don't know if you know to let in. Yeah, you know to let in the upper pigs. You mine the wrong block though, so they didn't fall down. But yeah, it's that block. and now they're not aggro. So like if you know there's pigs up there, they're not falling down. It's because they're not aggro anymore. So like you just need to punch one of the pigs in your hole, and they will fall down. It's not because they can't get down. You just need to re-aggro them. Yeah, you can craft a gold block too. That's fine. But punching a pig is just faster. Would do the same thing. But yeah, stables is like notoriously hard for beginners. Like beginners struggle a lot with stables, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is like your worst bastion. Um, it's like everybody's worst bastion when they start. So just keep practicing. You know, when you're just doing a gap route and you don't do triple to gap or double triple or something like that, it can be hard to get them to get a lot of pigs, but you'll get there with time. Um, so you have like a misunderstanding of piglin. Like there's like 3 levels of aggro with piglins, and I can explain it really quick, right? So it goes a bit more in depth of what I'm going to explain, but um, I'm just going to explain a little bit anyway. So let me just turn on a little bit of volume. Let me just break this. So right now I just broke this gold block, and the piglins are at level 2 aggro. So the first level of aggro is like these piglins are mad at me because I broke the gold, right? So that's tier 2 aggro. If I just go up here, tier 1 aggro is when a piglin sees you with no armor. So right now, I'm on tier 1 aggro, and if I just like, yeah. So they see me without armor, tier 1 aggro, right? And then I put on armor, and they're not going to aggro anymore. If I break a chest, then that's tier 2 aggro. Same thing as breaking a gold block, breaking anything gold, really. And they're going to be aggro for like 30 seconds or something, or until I distract them with gold, which is what you're trying to do, right? The point is, you can distract piglins that have tier 2 aggro with gold. But when you punch a pig, that becomes tier 3 aggro, and even, like, this is, like, I can distract this guy, but this guy won't be distracted because I punched him, right? You can't distract piglins that you punch with gold, and you punch this guy, and you try to distract him with gold, but he's not going to go in your hole because he has tier 3 aggro right now. So I hope that makes at least a little bit of sense. I can, tell you more about it if you're confused. Again, feel free to message me with any questions. Again, like the biggest way that I can help you improve right now is just to tell you to learn bastions. Because like, let me just fear inoculum. So this is the game that we played. And yeah, I mean, if you just learn the basic bastion routes, right? Like, and you get at least semi-comfortable with all 4 of them, then we will go from like 11-minute bastion split to like, I don't know, 6 or 7 minutes, right? Like, no pun intended, right? Because like like, here's the thing, right? If you don't really know what you're doing, and I know like I'm going over this a lot. And stables is probably your worst bastion. You're like, well, if it was just a bridge or something, maybe. But I can route a bastion most of the time in about 2.5 minutes. And then it takes me about 30 seconds to get to the fort, on average. Right? So, when you're just learning, like, the basics, and you just know the route, and not much else, it'll take you maybe 4, 5, 6 minutes to do the bastion. And then, most of the time you get lucky, you see the fort. If not, it's pretty close, and you can just pyrite. And that'll be an extra, what, 2 or 3 minutes max. So that's like, it'll go from like 7 minutes, 8 minutes to like, or it'll go from like 11 minutes to like 6, 7, 8 minutes, right? So, you know, you just have to learn bastions, and you have to get comfortable enough with them to where we're not dying every seed, right? And I noticed you died in the end, but that's another thing that's like we can work on that's pretty easy. I'll get to it when we get there. Um, Also, we're dragging, like when we're throwing out items, we're doing this. This is pretty much the most inefficient way you can throw out items from your inventory. Um, some people are on Mac, like if you're on Mac, it's Command Q or something. But assuming you're on Windows or Linux, it's just Control and then Q, or whatever your drop key is. For me, it's Q. So I just hold Control, and I can drop in like anything that's like a full stack. Like it'll just instantly drop it out of your inventory, right? So you want to get comfortable with that 100%. Dropping stuff like this is very, very inefficient. Um, there's also, again, like I know I'm trying to make this video not super long, but the Bastion split is probably where I'm going to talk the most about just a bunch of Yap stuff. Um, but if you ever need more gold when you're trading a gap, um, like you mined this gold here, and you mined this gold here. Um, but there's also gold up here and up here as well. Um, you can get to this, like this is your trading hole right here. Get the fuck out of the way. This is your hole right here. You can just mine up, like this is the hole you let the piglins in from. You can just tower up here, grab this gold block, grab this gold block, and that's 18 extra gold if you need trades. So, just gonna fast forward a bit here. Just trying to get this video. I'm just trying to make it not a 2 hour long video because also we want to. I mean, whatever, it's fine. Like we want to be keeping nether brick, glowstone, fire charges, stuff like that. But that's maybe a bit more advanced. Also, soul sand. Um, we want to keep gravel and soul sand because we want to use those as our building blocks. So basically, um, like, so we'll say I have like 64 dirt, and this is from like a strip wreck or a BTC, whatever, desert temple. Um, we get the blocks in the overworld, right? So we get like a stack of blocks. Like I have a stack of dirt from the overworld, or a stack of planks, whatever it is, whatever you have. We want to be getting blocks in the overworld. You didn't get blocks in the overworld, but that's another reason why you might be dying a lot. It's because we need blocks. So you get the blocks, you use them for your route, whatever. Place some blocks here, place some blocks here, here, whatever. Um, place my blocks, blah, blah, blah. Basically, the point is you use a lot of blocks in these routes sometimes. Oh, this is middle triple. You want to use your blocks from the overworld. Basically, the blocks you get from the overworld, you want to use them to get you to the bastion and through your bastion route. And then after you have routed the bastion, you have all your trades. We want to be using the gravel and the soul sand from the trades as our building blocks. Like I would throw out my dirt, even if I had extra dirt, because I want to be using gravel and soul sand for a multitude of reasons, but because we get them from trades, it's free building blocks. Also, like towering with gravel and soul sand is, it will save you time over just like stacking up with wood or something, right? It's a bit too complicated to explain, but just know that it does save you time. And the reason we want glowstone is so we can make respawn anchors. We can use that as explosives in the end. You're not always going to have, 8, 9, 10 beds, right? And so we need to get comfortable with using respawn anchors, right? So, that also nether bricks, we use that for blaze bedding. These are just stuff like if you want to improve at the game, you're gonna have to start to learn some of this stuff, right? Like blaze bedding and you just have to get comfortable with more concepts of the game, right? So like blaze bedding, using respawn anchors as explosives. You can also use respawn anchors just like to save your life, right? Like you're throwing with a glowstone, like you don't want respawn anchors, and you might use the logic of, oh well, I don't want respawn anchors because I'm more comfortable with beds in the end. Well, one, you're not always gonna have enough beds to one cycle or whatever, and two, What if you like have no food, like you run out of food in the Nether, and you have no hearts, right? Like you can just use a respawn anchor um, to hunger reset. It's the same as a bed in the overworld. You just use a respawn anchor, and if I die, which I don't even know if I, yeah, okay, whatever. Like basically the point is, they're good to have. Nether bricks, good to have. Um, oh geez. Also, like we want this extra string, but we don't need it. Like we have 4 beds, you have a stack of string that's 8 explosives. I would never craft more than 8 explosives. Like if you can't one cycle with 8 explosives, you just need to practice more. It's just taking up, a bunch of space in your inventory. Also, 20 pearls. Like we have 21 pearls right now. That's like the least I would ever leave on. But if you're not comfortable with pearling around everywhere, it's fine. Um, do we have 20 obby? I guess it doesn't even matter if we're not double traveling. Oh my slingshot. Yeah, that's another thing. You always want to be eating. Like it's super important. I would recommend trying to offhand food in the Bastion, because if you offhand food in the Bastion, you can throw gold and you can eat at the same time. So that's a good overlap. Also, just taking unnecessary damage here, like that would be a great. Like this is what we use boats for. More damage. Like you just want to. Oh, we are scrolling. So when we scroll our hotbar, um, it's bad for a multitude of reasons, right? You're not as comfortable with your hotkeys, so it's harder to switch stuff around in your inventory. And also, it's just slower. Like, if I need an item right this instant, I don't want to have to scroll for it. I want to hotkey it and instantly have it, right? Um, we just need to get comfortable with hotkeying if you want to get better at the game. It's a sad reality of how this game has to be played. Like, you have to be able to hotkey. Um, like, you can make it to a certain point without hotkeying. Like, um, but it will just hinder you every game in the long run. So the earlier you can get comfortable with it, the better. So we're not building bad habits. Um, but yeah, we're just not Pyrang. We don't know Pyrang. Um, again, these are just more things. Like if you have as many matches as you have, you should just be learning things. Like you're skipping the important learning aspects of the game. Like you had to know how to make. Um, maybe we do know how to Pyrang. And I'm just yapping, but we can't E-ray for a fortress. That doesn't work. Um, but yeah, I'm not going to teach you how to Pyray in this video. If you want me to teach you, I can definitely do that in like a Discord call one-on-one. But this video is too long. Like I'm trying to keep it short and sweet as much as I can. Um, again, with this just miscellaneous damage, like we have a bunch of bread, but we want to be avoiding that as much as possible. Um, is that it? No. Um, there it is. Yeah, so what I was saying basically just like, um, I don't know, like, everybody learns at different paces, and, you know, you just place a block below. Yeah, we have no blocks, man. Like, this is just. We need blocks. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't even know how you make it so far in the run with no blocks. Like, I don't know, man. And it's so free to just get a stack of blocks. Like, if we spawn in a village seed, like, you have like a 4-minute enter, and you had no blocks. So if we have no blocks at 4 minutes and we're in coal, why would we, enter on no blocks and we can just take the extra 30 or so seconds to mine like 4 trees, right? Like it doesn't take that long, and it will just save your life. It will save you so many like, I don't know, man. Like it's just crazy not getting blocks to me. Um, but it's fine. This is why we learn. This is why I'm VOD reviewing you. So we could all get better together. Um, and you're still super ahead from your opponent, so. Yeah. But there are just some things that we need to learn. Like we need to learn Pyre. We need to learn our Bastion routes. We need to learn how to measure eyes. Like this is the stuff that will get you out of coal. Is just learning the basics of speedrunning, right? Like you can't play like 100 games without learning anything. It's just I don't know how that's fun. I don't know. Like you're just never gonna improve if you don't learn at least the fundamentals. Like I understand if you don't want to get super in depth with it and learn like crazy tech. That's completely understandable. But at least if you want to play Minecraft speedrunning, you need to know how to speedrun Minecraft, right? Um, Holy Feinberg strays. Also, no, I think you have particles on all. Um, uh, you're supposed to play on decreased particles, but I play on minimal, and there's no smoke particles on the blazes. It's super nice. Um, wow, that rod got saved. And yeah, we just have no blocks, right? So, um, I also like to play with hitboxes on, but that's more of a preference thing, I guess. But hitboxes help me visualize like where I can hit the blaze. Um, Definitely get these strays. We have good rates. I would have loved to play this seed. This looks like a fun seed. So we got 6 rods. I guess we're gonna leave on 7 or 8. Um, if we're not measuring eyes with Ninja Brain Bot, um, I would probably get 8 rods, because if you have more than 2 eyes break and you leave on 7 rods, then you're risking playing for 1 eye or whatever. And it looks like you're gonna get 8, so that's good. Um, but you can start building your portal while you're waiting for these blazes to spawn. You could start crafting your beds. Like, there's a bunch of overlapping you can do while you're waiting for these blazes to spawn. Um, like right now, you have nothing to do. I would craft my string into wool. I would start crafting beds. We don't have any wood to craft beds, but you know, um, I would start building my portal, stuff like that. We also have no fire res anymore. We need to apply fire res. I'm probably gonna learn the hard way, but it's fine. Um, yep, you're good. Just back up and eat. Like I wouldn't keep fighting these blazes. Um, you just need to eat food, right? Like that's the number one priority is eat, eat, eat. Um, when we're yeah, like there's no point in killing these blazes, right? Because we're just gonna lose the rods. Um, but when we're in low ranks like this, the most important thing is staying alive, right? And how do we stay alive? Well, we keep our health up and we eat. So if we're on 4.5 hearts, we should just not keep fighting the blazes. We should eat, and then we can fight the blazes, right? Um, whoa, 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 whoa. We're gonna run out of Uppy if we're not careful. Yeah, good job, good job. Yep, yep. Eat. I wouldn't fight him. I would eat, right? Um, but that's fine. We just need to get in the habit of eating. Um, Eat, man. You have 1 heart. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Good job. We can leave. Do we really need 9 rods? We don't even have. We have like 16 pearls, I think. Maybe we have like 20 pearls. I think we have 20 pearls. So if you get 9 rods, that's. I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm overanalyzing stuff. Um, yep. Eating the portal animation. That's good. Yeah, there's no way we're measuring eyes. Also, holy chat. W. I remember when I was first starting to play, so often, I would like be on good pace for my standards. Like, I would like be on PB pace, and people just forfeit. And yeah, it was not fun. So I understand the frustration, but you can't control other people. You can only control your own gameplay. So you know, I know it can be frustrating if people are always forfeiting and stuff, but the more you play, the better you get, the more you practice, the faster you get, and the less, the faster people get, the less likely they are to forfeit, right? So, you know, um, whatever. Just throw an eye and go, um, basically. Also, if you want help learning how to measure eyes, I can definitely help you. It's honestly easier than ever now. Like, it used to actually be like a big pain to set up. You have to like change your window sense and your pointer speed and your DPI and your mouse and all this stuff. But now you can just install Toolscreen and it'll do basically all of the work for you. All you have to do is just set up NinjaBrain Bot, which is super easy. I can help you. I could literally get you measuring eyes in 20 minutes max. Like, it's super easy nowadays. No reason not to. Yeah, and this is just a consequence of not having wood. If we would have just mined the trees in the beginning, take the extra 30 seconds, and we have blocks for the run. We can craft a boat, all this stuff. Um, yeah, throwing pearls in the water is not ideal because they sink. Like, uh, it's unlucky. Um, It's fine. Also, I don't know how many pearls we can throw. Um, but it's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of skip past a lot of this, just because, like, you know, there's not a lot for me to say here. You're just gonna run the direction of the eye, and then eventually you'll find the stronghold. Like, until we're measuring eyes and double traveling in the Nether, I don't have a lot to say, really. Mm, Why do we have hitboxes on now, of all times? Yeah, we're just going in the ocean for a long time. Mushroom Island, holy crap, this is so crazy. Um, Crafting beds, following our eye. Um, I mean, if I've missed anything here that you want me to, if you have any questions about, let me know. But I don't think there's a lot of stuff here. Also, take our boat, man. Why are we leaving our boat? What if there's water on the other side of this hill? Also, why not check the room portal? You're running low on food. There could be a god apple. There could be, a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, wow. It's this chunk right here. So this would be a great time to open chunk borders if we know about this. Yep, there it is. Yeah, we want to be digging on... you can actually... So... A few things just about strongholds in general. Um, well, first of all, here's what I wanted to say to you originally. Um, you're using your book to craft eyes, and you're going like this, right? You're going one at a time. But you can just click, like you can click it multiple times, right? And then you can just shift click it, and it'll stack. So you don't have to go like this to craft your wool, right? Like, you can just, click it 6 times if you want 6 wool, and then shift click, and it'll stack. Also, if you don't know about strongholds, let's just say that I have this Eye of Ender, and I'm looking for the stronghold. It goes this way. I'm like, okay, where is it at? And then it goes down in this chunk, right? So once you see the eye go down, you want to turn on chunk borders, and we're looking at this number right here, this chunk, right? We go to 4-4 in the chunk, so the Y level doesn't matter. This is this 2 is like, this blue line is called a sub chunk. It separates like it's hard to explain, but basically the middle number right here doesn't matter. We want to go to 4-4, and then if you dig on 4-4, you'll always hit the middle of the starter staircase. And you see how I fell like all the way down here? That's why we want to offset our number by 1. So instead of digging on 4-4, dig on any of these numbers like 5-4, 5-3, 4-3, 3-5, 4-5, anything like this, and we'll land somewhere around here. and then, you know, it just helps you find the stronghold much, much faster. Sometimes, like, if you just dig in a random spot, you might just miss, right? And nobody wants to miss, so, you know. Um, okay, I think we're gonna make this video under an hour. I tried to, you know, I went over a lot of stuff. Like, it's hard for me to not just keep talking forever and ever. Um, yeah, so when we don't dig on 4-4, this is what happens. We just miss. You're gonna be able to see it if you just look in this ravine. Like, I would go F5 and just look around. Spending a lot of time here is doing nothing, right? Like, we're thinking, or what's going on? I don't know. Eating some pizza or what? But we see it there, so I mean, I would just go down there and then back nav. But you probably don't know how to back nav. What am I saying? Sorry. A lot of times my brain just defaults to more advanced things than what most players are ready for. Also, we're just like losing time doing nothing here. I don't know if yeah, I don't know. Are we tabbed out? Are we? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna skip forward a little bit. Okay, that's fine. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What is this generation? It looks weird. Um, oh, you see it, right? Oh no, that's just a spawn. Oh, you did see it. You see it. You see it. It's okay. Just keep going. It's to your left over here, though. You see it. As soon as you saw. Oh man. Like, you see that if you ever see this blue line, like, you have hitboxes on, and this blue line and this white square, that's always like a spawner, right? So that's how I could see it like instantly. Um, like, if we go here, like, you see this blue line that I'm talking about, and this white square. It's the hitbox of the silverfish and where the silverfish is looking in the spawner. So you can see this from really far away sometimes, which is why you want to have like hitboxes and stuff on, because like this isn't the best example, but like, um, oh my gosh, okay, it's an awful example. But basically, you always want to be looking for this, right? Because I saw it and you didn't see it. Like, it's right there. It's pretty obvious, I think. But you know, you didn't see it. You were focused on this guy not forfeiting, which is it's understandable. But we're just gonna run around for a bit. It sucks that we saw it and then we just left. There's no way we know preemptive. Yeah. So you're like opening F3, and you're like looking for entities, but that just doesn't work, right? We're not looking for entities. We're looking for the spawner. Um, yeah, I imagine this could take a while. It's all good. We found it. Um, just some basic tips for like stronghold stuff. You never want to go too deep in a stronghold. The average, the portal room on average is going to be like 7 rooms away, I think, from the starter. So if we're like 15 rooms deep, like it's just never ever going to be there. So you always want to try to go backwards in the stronghold back to starter. And I know on um, these strongholds where it's like half in a ravine and stuff, it can be like really impossible to nav. So I don't blame you. We're gonna drown ourselves to death? There's no way. Just throw 2 pearls down at the ground. Or light yourself on fire. Or anything. Like, there's so many ways to death reset that's not drowning. Oh my god, I've never seen somebody drown themselves. That's actually funny. Okay, let's say I want a hunger reset. I wouldn't use soul sand. This might not work. Okay, I set my spawn here. You can light yourself on fire, and then like once you get to like half a heart or something, you can just put the fire out. You can pearl at the ground or whatever, you know. That works too. Like, you can just pearl. Yeah, you could let a silverfish kill you. That's a good one. if you want to save your pearls, obviously. But you can always get pearls in the end. Like it's not difficult. I can show you the best way to get pearls in the end. So we're in the end, right? And we need some pearls, but we don't have any pearls. We can place a block, place a boat, look at some Endermen, and they'll just get in the boat. And then we can just kill them. This guy's mad at me. If you ever have an Enderman mad at you, and you have pearls, you should ideally pearl away. Or if you get enough space from the Enderman to stack up a couple blocks, then you'll be safe too. But they will like to try to pathfind up onto this, and then if I stood on the edge here, he could probably hit me, but he's stupid. But yeah, you know, they'll always TP away and shit. If you have a water bucket, you can bucket your feet. Stuff like that. That's what I'd recommend. Drowning is not what I would choose, though. So we're just organizing our inventory. I would also, you know, I don't know how comfortable you are with pick blocking items, if you've ever even done that. But that way, if you learn how to pick block, you don't have to do this to your inventory. Like, I don't know. It's fine. This is fine for now. This is fine. So let's see what we know about the infight here, because I see we die. And honestly, this stuff just comes with practice, a lot of practice, right? And you'll just get better, like, so this is the wrong way to set up the infight, because now you're playing for a north-south perch, which I can explain. So, perch practice, right? So, it's the same in the end. Okay, they make me craft my beds, sure. So you placed your obsidian. You placed your obsidian here, right? And this is wrong for a few reasons, right? We always, in the end, we always spawn on the eastern side of the island. So we spawn on the east, and we run west. That's not really the important part. Basically, we're going to be coming from this way every time. And, so when we get to the fountain, you never want to place it on this side or this side. Right, this is wrong. You always want to place it on the left or the right of the bedrock. That way, we get a... sorry, I said it wrong earlier. We want a north-south perch. But when you place it on this side, or this side, you get an east-west perch, which it just did. And this is going to make the dragon do less damage. But... I'm also on the wrong side. It's fine though. Basically, all I wanted is just to explain is that you're placing your explosive, your non-explosive block on the wrong side, and we want to place it on the correct side, which is the left or the right. It doesn't really matter which one you do. You can do both if you want. Like it doesn't matter. But just either do the left or the right, and then, so if you place it on the left, we want to run away from the obsidian. So if you place it over here, you want to run away from the obsidian. If you place it on this side and then run this way, you're going to get a, it's like a same side perch. I don't know exactly what they call it, but basically, this obsidian here will make your beds do less damage, because, the dragon's head hitbox will like swing over this way, and then this obsidian will stop the explosion from doing as much damage as possible. So let's say we place the obsidian here. We want to run this way, and then we want to wait for a perch. The ideally spot to stand is around 70 blocks away. So right here is 70 blocks away. If you didn't know, the middle of the end fountain is always 0, 0. So if we place the mobby here, just run this way, because we want to run the opposite way of the obsidian. We want to stand around 70 blocks away, and ideally we'll have pearls, and we can pearl into the fountain once it perches. But just stand anywhere around here. If you don't want to pearl, you can just stand a little bit closer, and then I can force it to perch here. You're looking, if you don't know, you're looking for the dragon to snap, right? We want this dragon's, it's going to snap, and it's going to flip, and it snaps, and we're just going to run in here. The dragon, it's turning right, so we want to go to the right side of the fountain, and you just want to work on this bed timing right here. And it's a lot harder in creative, but that was like 6 beds. So yeah, I can talk a bit more about it when I see what goes wrong here, but yeah, I would never go this far for a few reasons. Another thing that I didn't mention actually that is maybe going wrong here is so let's say we place it here. We run this way. If we run too far, like to the side, like you always want to stay as centered as possible on the like to the fountain. Like I'm standing like on the basically the exact same block. You can move a little bit to the side, a little bit to the side, but if you go too far, your dragon's gonna perch diagonally, and diagonal perches are bad because the beds do less damage because the dragon isn't flipping directly over the bed; he's flipping diagonally over the bed. I could maybe try to force a diagonal perch here and show you exactly what I'm talking about. I don't have my beds crafted. Yeah, so it's perching diagonally here. You can see how it looks a bit weird, like it's not perching like directly side to side, it's perching diagonally, which will make the beds do less damage, which is bad. Also, this is just crazy, like this is another thing, which when you decide, like I say, it doesn't matter which side you put the obby on, but say we put it here, right? Like, okay, wrong, I wanted to go to perch practice. I can also send you any of these maps if you want to practice, if you don't have them. But let's say we want to decide which side we want to put the obby on, and not just put it on a random side. Just go to whichever side the terrain looks better. So this is a pretty solid end. Like either side is fine here, so I would just go to the side that the dragon's not. So the dragon's on like the back, so it doesn't really matter, so I'll just go this way. But if this side, like if the terrain over here looks really like dilapidated and really like there's no terrain here, and you have to like run around and then stand like all the way over here, instead of doing that, just go to the side with the better terrain. So just put the obby on this side, and then run to this side which has better terrain, right? So that's just something to think about as well. Yeah. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, also, if you, for like over here, for like super far away, and the dragon starts to like go out of our view distance, it's not, I think it has like the fog off because I'm in a practice map, but basically if you like look down and to the side, you can see the dragon further because that's how the fog works. I don't know. That's not really super important, but it is important, but whatever. Yeah, I'm just going to skip until the perch, see what happens here. Yeah, I can see we can't see the dragon at all. My mouse just died. I mean, you might be able to see it better than I can. The bitrate's not great for me, but... Okay. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, we missed a perch? Or what? Yeah, okay. That's fine. It is just perching the wrong way still. This is why, like, we're a bit far. Like, okay, let me just... Oh, my instance. Oh my god. Hold on. Okay, missed the perch. Whatever. Let's see the next perch. Okay, we saw the perch, or we didn't see the perch, but it's fine. We got a perch. Late bed, it flipped, late bed. Oh, we didn't have health. Yeah, so we need to be aware of our health. Like, if we have 4 hearts, we can't pearl because we can only do 3 beds. So that means we need to get closer to the fountain so that, need to get closer to the fountain so that if the dragon perches, then we don't have to pearl in, right? Um, but now, that's just a death sentence, pearling there. That just killed you. But basically, this first bed was late. Like, you exploded it super late. And that caused the dragon to flip. And then you weren't ready for the flip. And then you exploded it super late again. And then you died, which is unfortunate. What happened? Wanna draw? No, why? No, man. Okay, that's fine. So, I have a few more things to say here. I just hit an hour on my recording, so I'm sorry. But these are important things. Let me just do an end practice. Okay. So let's just say that we're in the end, and we have learned that we don't place the obby here on the backside. We place it here. So we run the opposite way from the obsidian, right? If we have pearls, we can run further, obviously. I'm not going to teach you half bow or anything right now. It's a bit more advanced. But yeah, so you see now I have this fog, right? So if I just look straight, I can't see these towers, like these back towers. But if I look down into the side, see I can see the towers. That's the same thing with the dragon. So if I just go further away here. Also, if the dragon ever fireballs you, just let it hit your feet and then build up 1 block. So like, I can't see the dragon now? Okay, well, I'll wait for it to go around. But, so, like, the towers is a good example. So these back towers over here, if I just look to the side, then I can see the towers. But if I look straight, I can't see the towers. So looking down into the side, it lets you see further through the fog. So right now, the dragon's like, I can barely see him. But if I look, or her, sorry. If I look straight, the dragon's just a shadow. If I look sideways, I can see the dragon just fine. Right, so the fog is basically, so if you can't see the dragon, look down into the side, right? Or up into the side works, but you always want to be looking down in the end, so we're not looking at any Enderman. But let's force this perch here. I just wanted to give you an example. So he's going to fly far away, and now I can't see him, but if I look to the side, like I can't see him at all, look to the side, I can see him perfectly fine. He perches. I'm probably not going to make it, but YOLO. Yeah, that's fine. I did make it. And you just want to learn the timings. If you just practice the in practice thing enough times, like literally just do 1 cycle practice. I can help you with this also if you want. So left side, just place your bed. My dragon's lagging. So like here is like the optimal bed explosion time. Like I would explode it right here. I'm always looking at this little square in the head hitbox, and I'm wanting it to explode right over the pillow of the bed. So whenever the head hitbox is right over this pillow is when I want to be exploding it. It's on the wrong side here. So explode. It's always harder in creative, but 5 bed. You just literally want to, like, once you get this timing down, you're literally never going to be able to forget it. And if your dragon flips, like if you explode it late and it flips, okay, it didn't flip there. I'm trying to get it to flip, but it wouldn't flip. Basically, if you explode your bed late, the dragon can flip. and it'll do the same amount of damage, but it's just harder to read. So it flipped there. So you just have to learn the timing so well that you can kill it even when it's flipped, right? It's just harder. You just gotta practice the timing. Um, so if you have any questions, 100% feel free to DM me. I'm open to coaching you if you need some more direct help, I guess. We can work on anything you want. Feel free to, we can set up a time to call in Discord or whatever, and I can help you with whatever you want. So, yeah, thanks for letting me review your gameplay. Again, if anything came off like I was like, trying to put you down or like I was, making fun of you or anything, I'm not. I'm just trying to give you as much information as possible. Like, I'm trying to, give you the truth, right? Like I'm saying, like earlier I said, well, we have to learn our bastion routes. We have to learn how to pyrate. That's just the truth. Like if you want to improve, if you want to get faster, we have to learn the fundamentals of the game. Um, but there was definitely some good stuff I saw here in your gameplay. Your overworld was very strong, I think. You just need to get some blocks. You need to get comfortable with more basic ideas of the game, and we will become really good players. So, thanks for letting me review your game. DM me with any questions. See ya.